Did we get involved with drugs? Yeah, a lot, heavily, all kinds of them. We've been through it with all kinds of shit, you know, whether that's substance abuse or, I mean, all kinds of abuse. We've abused ourselves fucking to the ends of the earth. When you're young and a band like us who are used to touring and playing basements and playing house shows and playing small shows in front of a small amount of people, and then all of a sudden you're on Guitar Hero and you're touring the country, you're making money. And then you're coming home and you're running off that high and like you don't have anything to do. And people are constantly trying to get you to party with them. They just think you're a party. You're a rolling party, you know? And I think that gripped our lives a little bit, you know? And you get into a spot where you're just you're chasing that feeling of being on stage, you know? You're chasing that comfort of everything is in its right place, and this is where I belong, and this is what I do my best, and this is when I feel the best. But you can't have that all the time in life. Experimentation went too far, you know? Experimentation turned into addiction, and addiction turned into the downfall of us. It turned us against each other, man, because drugs will do nasty, nasty things. Even if you're not that deep, you know, it will change you, and it will change your perspective on everything. And you know, I don't want to go too great into detail about it, just because, I mean, obviously, man, it's not our proudest moments in life. But are we ashamed of it? No, because if we wouldn't have gone through all that, we wouldn't be doing this now. And if you don't stumble, I mean, you can't pick yourself back up, man. Shit, we fell all the way down, and we still got back up. So, I mean, to me, that's life, man. That's a success story to me. I mean, the fact that we're even in a room together is crazy, and much less on a stage together. I mean, doing interviews. I mean, this is a trip, dude. To be honest, like it's. I will think about this tonight when I go home. That's really all I can say about it, man. I mean, to be continued, I guess. I mean, that's kind of where we sit. I mean, we're all good now. You know, we're all good for now. Everybody's been good for a while, and I think that's the really cool thing about this band too, is we're all at a point where like really taking care of each other and pushing each other to try to like make this more important than you know, sneaking around with each other and stuff. Like, we can't have that anymore. We can't have that. You know, that's not what built this band, was not sneaking around and lying to each other and shit. And that's what it became. It became sneaking around and lying to each other and getting out of the bus or the van and not talking to each other until we're on stage, and then not talking to each other after the show. And that's the last thing that any of us want ever again. feel like just like vinyl kind of like just got spit through the system and like didn't really, for whatever reason, didn't really do what I really wanted it to do. And I'm still really proud of the music that we made in that band. I hope someday people pay attention to it a little bit more. I mean, I don't think it's anyone's fault. I just think that happens sometimes in this industry, you know? Shit just falls by the wayside for no good reason, and I think that was a perfect example of that. And but yeah, I worked really hard on that band, and I hope that people in the future maybe check that out. It was a good time, and I've learned to never say never. So. You know, I've definitely learned to never say never at this point. With Chiodos, I feel like I stepped into their world, you know, and they own that world, and that's their world. And, you know, I contributed as much as I could to them, and I'm very proud of the record we made together. But at this point in my career, I just feel like I need to focus on this band as well as just my personal life at home, and I'm not at a point where I want to be out on the road 9 months out of the year right now. I want to be home and write a record for a while and be with the people I grew up with and be with my family. I'm very grateful to Chiodos for having me play with them and making a record with me and putting so much behind me, and you know, I wish I'm the best, you know? I think the only kind of message I want to send at this point is just be patient with us, you know? Be patient with us and understand that we're not trying to be anything we're not. We're not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to relearn how to do this to the best of our ability. So just be patient with us and stick by us, and you know, we will do our damnedest to deliver, you know, and keep whatever this thing is alive as long as we can. And that's all I can really ask of anybody, is to just stick by our side. And I think people have at this point for a while. And you know, I know they want an output, but they want us to put out a new record like tomorrow. Just know that we're no different than you or anybody else, and we're trying to find the best way to do this that we can possibly do this, and keep this as close to the people that support this band as we possibly can without a bunch of shit in between it. And you know, sometimes that takes a minute, so just be patient, and thank you, and if you get a chance, come see us play a show. That's all I can really say. I don't really, you know, and be careful with life, man. It's a fragile thing, you know, and never say never. Andrew, I'm doing an interview. See?